Okay, welcome to the new lecture. Okay, we will discuss derivatives of inverse function, that is topic number uh, 3.7. Let's get started. Okay, so first is the derivative inverse means that there is a negative power of my function. So how to take the derivative? So let us say that my y value equals to f inverse of x. So my derivative will be d upon dx of what? F inverse of x, which will be equals to f inverse of derivative x, and this will be equals to 1 upon f derivative of f inverse x. Okay, so you have to remember that again. I have to write here the derivative d upon dx of my inverse function, let's say f inverse of x. So this value will be equals to 1 upon f inverse. Okay, so because there's a negative sign, so this will be placed here. Then there must be the simplest function, that is f inverse of x. Okay, let us say that if y equals to g of x. Okay, so my derivative will be written as g derivative of x will be 1 upon function derivative of the value what? G of x. So this is the way to write the derivative of the inverse function. Let's move towards, this is basically known as inverse function theorem. Now apply inverse function theorem. Okay, so first thing is use the inverse function theorem to find the derivative of f g of x, which is equals to x plus 2 divided by 2, and compare the resulting derivative to that obtained by differentiating the function directly. So this is my function, so I will write here that my function g of x will be x plus 2 divided by x. Now this is the function. Okay, this is the value of function. Now I have to find the inverse of it. To find inverse, so the way is, as this value equals to y equals to x plus 2 divided by 2. To find the inverse, जब हमने inverse find करना है, I have to replace the value, that I have to replace x with y and y equals to x simultaneously. So this will be replaced with x, and my y, x will be replaced with y. Divided by 2. Okay, so I have to write my function in this way. Sorry, this is x, so it will be, there is little mistake. यहाँ पे मेरे पास x है. This is x plus 2 divided by x. So it will be, here it also will be xy plus 2 divided by y. Okay, so मैंने दोबारा y को सब्जेक्ट बनाना है. So it will be xy equals to y minus 2, then x y minus y equals to minus 2. Sorry, plus, this is plus 2. Taking y common, so y will be x minus 1 divided by 2. So my value equals to 2 upon x minus 1. This is the value of inverse which is find here. Okay, so this is the complete step that how I find the value of inverse of my g of x value, which will be equals to, let us say, f of x. ठीक हो गया? Now applying the inverse theorem that g inverse of x equals to 1 upon f derivative of g of x. Okay, so first I have to know how to find I have to find this value, f derivative of g of x. अब f derivative of g of x का मतलब ये है कि f of derivative x सबसे पहले मैंने ये फाइंड करना है, फिर इस x को बेसिकली मैंने रिप्लेस कर देना है g of x फंक्शन के साथ. ठीक हो गया? So f derivative, what is the value of f of x? f of x में I will write here, it will be equals to 2 upon x minus 1. So derivative will be what? So for derivative जो मेरा डिनोमिनेटर है वो ऊपर चला जाएगा, so it will be -1 power. 2 will be, जब मैं डेरिवेटिव लूंगा 2 is the constant, so it will coefficient, so it will be ये ब्रैकेट से बाहर, यानी कि इस पे डिफरेंशिएशन अप्लाई नहीं होगी. Then power rule, so it will be -1 of x minus 1. -1 will be -2, and taking derivative of x, so it will be 1. So it will be -2 into x minus 1 whole square, and then it will be, this is -2 divided by x minus 1 positive square. So this is the value of f derivative of x. लेकिन मुझे क्या चाहिए? मुझे f derivative of g of x चाहिए. So simply x को मैंने replace कर देना है g of x के साथ. Okay, so I will write this as f derivative of g of x will be written as -2 divided by x के जगह क्या आ जाएगा? g of x minus 1 whole square. So it will be what? -2 divided by what the value of g of x? G of x value given, that is x plus 2 divided by 2 minus 1 whole square. So it will be -2 2x plus 2 minus 2 whole square. So it will be -2, and this will be regarded as, ये मेरे पास क्या आ जाएगा? This is x, not 2, x plus 2 divided by 2, sorry again. So मेरे पास ये आ जाएगा x plus 2, this will cancel out this one. So sorry, this will be -2x. Again, sorry, ये मैं LCM दोबारा ले रहा हूँ. My LCM will be LCM on x, and then x plus 2, and for this value it will be minus of what? Minus of x. So for this minus this x, and there's a square also, so it will be 2 upon x square. I will write -2 divided by 4 upon x square. This will be written as here. So यहाँ पे ये लिखा जाएगा और ये डिनोमिनेटर में आ जाएगा. So it will be -2x square divided by 4, and 2 times 1 and then 2. So the value is -x square divided by 2. So this is the value, that is f derivative of g of x, जो मैंने complete value find कर ली. Okay, so this is the value of f derivative of g of x. Now according to formula, g derivative of x will be 1 divided by the function, so it will be -x square divided by 2, So this will be multiplied here. So the answer will be minus 2 divided by x square. So this is the answer of my equation. So we can verify that this value equals to the correct derivation by applying the quotient rule. Okay, so हम इसे quotient rule के साथ भी find कर सकते हैं, और this is the method that how to find by applying the inverse function theorem. तो ये मेरे पास inverse function theorem है to find the derivative of a given function. Okay. Next question is, this is the value of g of x. Again, you have to write that g derivative of x will be, we have to find the inverse function theorem. So it will be 1 upon f derivative of g inverse of x. Okay. G of x, sorry, f inverse of g of x. Again, I have to write this. This is basically, this is the value. Okay, g inverse of x, g derivative of x equals to 1 upon f derivative of g of x. Okay, so this will be value. Again, we have write that g derivative of x will be 1 upon f derivative of g of x. As the g of x given is under root x power 3, so this means that y equals to under root x power 3. To find the inverse, I have to replace it. So x will be replaced by this, taking the cube root on both sides. So this will be x cube equals to y. So this means that f of x, which is basically the inverse of function, the value equals to x cube. Okay, the so value equals to x cube. Since we have to find that, first I have to find the derivative of it, f derivative of x. So f derivative of x is this one, that is x cube. So my derivative will be 3x square. Now applying the f derivative of g of x, so this will be equals to 3 into putting, replace x with g of x. So g of x is this one. So I will write as x cube root having square. So it will be 3x 2 upon 3. So according to formula, so it will be the derivative of x will be 1 upon the function. So it will be 3x 2 upon 3. So this is the basically the answer. Again, इसके बाद हम इस x को ऊपर ले जाएंगे, as डिनोमिनेटर में इसकी पावर पॉजिटिव है, ऊपर जाके इसकी पावर नेगेटिव हो जाएगी, and this is the simplified answer of my question. Now the next theorem is 3.12, which is basically extending the power rule to rational exponents. So इसमें simply मेरे पास डेरिवेटिव ऑफ 1 upon n क्या हो जाएगा, पावर नीचे उतर जाएगी, then there is a negative 1 in the power. Again for m and n, there is m upon n will be here, and then a negative from the power. Let's start. This is known as the extending the power rule to rational exponents. So the rational exponents are m and n. Apply the power rule to a rational power. So for this, I have given that my graph value equals to y equals to x 2 upon 3 at x equals to 8. So first find the equation of line. Okay, so to find the equation, we have to find the slope. Okay, so for slope dy upon dx, I have to apply the power rule, so it will 2 upon 3x, 2 upon 3 minus 1, so it will be 2 upon 3x minus 1 upon 3. So this is the value of the slope, or d upon, or the derivative function of x with respect to y. After that, putting the value of x equals to 8 in the equation, so it will be 2 upon 3 x 8 minus 1 upon 3. So this will be 2 upon 3, then x 2 power 3 minus 1 upon 3. This will cancel out this one. So it will be 2 upon 3 into 2 power negative 1. सो ये जो मेरे पास नोमिनेटर के साथ मल्टीप्लाई हो रही है, जब इसे मैं डिनोमिनेटर में ले आऊंगा तो पावर विल बी पॉजिटिव, सो दिस 2 and this 2 will be cancelled out and 1 upon 3 is the answer. So this is the value of what? This is the value of m. Okay, so यहाँ तक मैंने क्या फाइंड किया? m equals to 1 upon 3 with x equals to 8. So I will write as another thing is, जब मैं x की वैल्यू 8 पुट करूंगा यहाँ पे, so it will be x equals to 8 2 upon 3, that is 2 cube into 2 upon 3. This cube will cancel out, so the answer will 2 square, that is 4. So at x equals to 8, y equals to 4. Now, as we know that to find the equation that y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1, what is the value of y1? Y1 value is 4, m is 1 upon 3, and x1 is 8. So it will be y minus 4 equals to x upon 3 minus 8 upon 3. Y equals to x upon 3 minus 8 upon 3 plus 4. So y equals to x upon 3, and taking the LCM, that is 3, 8 plus 12. So it will be written as y equals to x upon 3 plus minus will be plus minus 8 plus 12, so it will be plus 4 upon 3. So this is the value of y for a given function, or basically this is the value of line, equation of line. Okay, now derivation of inverse sine of function. Let us say that I have a function g of x which is sine inverse of x. So, so my g of x is sine inverse of x. So this means that my derivative of x will be, it will be cos x. Okay, so how I find it? This is basically putting y equals to sine inverse of x. Okay, just a minute, I have to find it. So step number 1 will be, this will be g of x equals to sine inverse x. This is the first thing. So this g of x equals to y equals to sine inverse of x. So this sine inverse will be here. So it will be x equals to sine y. Okay. Now take the derivative. So it will be f sine equals to cos x. Then f derivative of g of x will be cos of sine inverse x. So cos of what sine inverse x will be 1 minus x square. Okay, so 1, this is 1 minus x square. After this will be, the inverse will be 1 upon f derivative of g of x, that will be 1 upon 1 minus x square. So there is a difficulty, आप सोच रहे होंगे कि how to find that cos inverse of sine inverse of x. So cos of sine inverse of x, this is the formula. Okay, कि मेरे पास इनवर्स फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स है अगर और उसका कॉज में लेता हूँ, so this will be inverse trigonometric function. So the answer for the formula is under root 1 minus x square. Okay, in case of sine it will be plus 1 plus under root. This is the derivative of inverse sine function. Okay, apply the chain rule to the inverse function. Let us say that this is my previous example. This is my function that h of x equals to this one, that is inverse of t of x. Okay, so find the, basically हमें find क्या करना है इसमें, that h of x equals to find the derivative of this one, h of x, use the result of the following. Okay, so सबसे पहले हमने क्या करना है, as h of x equals to sine inverse 2x cube. Okay, so what is inverse sine inverse function? Okay, so it will be, अगर मैं इसका डेरिवेटिव लेता हूँ, so derivative of sine inverse of function will be, let us say that this is 2x cube, मेरे पास जो है इसको मैं रिप्लेस कर रहा हूँ g of x के साथ, क्योंकि एक्सटेंडराइज फॉर्म मुझे गिवन है, मैंने इस तरह अपने फंक्शन को लिखना है. So it will be sine inverse of g of x. So derivative of this function will be, sine inverse का function का derivative होता है 1 upon under root 1 minus function that is g of x whole square. Then taking the derivative of function that is g of x. Okay, so मेरे पास यहाँ पे 1 upon under root 1 minus, taking the square of it, so 2x cube, so square will be 4x power 6, then the derivative, so derivative will be 6x square, so it will be 6x square divided by under root 1 minus 4x6. This is the answer of my h inverse of x, sorry, h derivative of x. यहाँ से हमने derivative find कर लिया. ओके, सो डेरिवेटिव ऑफ ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन, ये मेरे पास एक पूरा, मैंने आपको प्रोवाइड कर दिया कि ये मेरे पास पूरा एक चार्ट है कि साइन का डेरिवेटिव, साइन इनवर्स का डेरिवेटिव क्या है. साइन इनवर्स का डेरिवेटिव है 1 अपॉन, देयर इज अ पॉजिटिव साइन हियर. ओके, बट इन द कॉस इनवर्स में सिर्फ नेगेटिव साइन की इन्वॉल्वमेंट है. सो दिस इज द मेजर डिफरेंस. tan एंड cot में भी सिर्फ प्लस और नेगेटिव का डिफरेंस है. एंड इन सीकेंड एंड कोसीकेंड में, सीकेंड के अंदर मेरे पास पॉजिटिव साइन है एंड कोसीकेंड के अंदर नेगेटिव साइन है. सो दीज आर द 6 formulas दैट आर बेसिकली यूज्ड इन द इनवर्स फंक्शन. तो आपने ये सारे मेमोराइज करने हैं in getting the answer of the equation. Okay, so these are the 6 fundamental derivatives of inverse trigonometric function. Hopefully ये आपको इनवर्स ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक जो फंक्शन है उसकी समझ आ गई होगी. Let us say that f of x equals to this one, f tan inverse of x square. अब इससे पहले tan इनवर्स को फॉर्मूला सॉल्व करने से पहले मैंने tan इनवर्स का फार्मूला देख लेना है. सो दिस इज द tan इनवर्स फार्मूला, दैट इज 1/1 प्लस एक्स स्क्वायर. ओके, हम इसका इस्तेमाल करेंगे. ठीक हो गया. नाउ फॉर दिस I have to write that it will be 1/1 plus x square. So f inverse of x will be 1/1 plus, अब x की वैल्यू क्या है? x की वैल्यू a1 हमारे पास x square के वन है. So it will be x, that is x square of square, and derivative of the function, that is d upon dx of the function, that is x square. So it will be written as 1/1 plus x4 into 2 of x. So it will be right as 2x divided by 1 plus x power 4. Again differentiate with respect to sine inverse of x. तो इसको हमने कैसे करना है? We can apply, we must apply the chain rule. Derivative of first, that is 2x, second as it is sine, that is sine inverse of x, then derivative of the second, so it will be 1/1 minus x square into second as it is, that is x square. So this is the answer of this question. Okay, find the inverse tangent function. Let us say that s equals to tan inverse of 1/t, and we have to apply t equals to this one. Okay, 1/2 to find the equation, and then with the time equals to 1. So for this, as we know that this is the st function and we have to find the velocity. So derivative of s, basically position vector, equals to v of t, and it is tan inverse, so it will be 1/1 plus function का square, so function is 1/t, so it will be 1/t square, then derivative of the function, that is d upon dx of 1/t. This is, sorry, there is one x square, so whole square of this one, so it will be 1/1 plus 1/t square into t. ये यहाँ पे t ऊपर चला जाएगा, so it will be t minus 1. So applying the power rule, so -1 t minus 2. So this will be written as 1/t square plus 1 divided by t square, then multiply -1 into t minus 2. So for this, it will be, this will go here, so it will be t square divided by t square plus 1 मल्टीप्लाई -1. यहाँ t की पावर -2 है, डिनोमिनेटर में जाके पॉजिटिव हो जाएगी. दिस t square and d square will be cancel out, so it will be -1/t square plus 1. इसके बाद हमने क्या करना है? अपने फंक्शन में t equals to 1 डालना है. Putting t equals to 1, so it will be -1/1 plus 1, so it will be -1/2. This is the value of v at t time equals to 1. Okay, so for the next I will start 3.8. So that's it from today's lecture. So goodbye and Allah Hafiz.